Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Bachelor latest news. The Golden Bachelorette's winning couple Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple are opening up about the techniques they use to stay bonded amid long-distance struggles, even amid signs that they're using their fame for personal gain. After getting to know one another throughout the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, Joan and Chock have spent the majority of their time together sharing more about their relationship on social media. Though they've been long-distance more often than not, the couple has done a good job at ensuring they're spending time together consistently, even with some signs that things haven't been perfect in their relationship. Sharing some photos from Joan's recent trip to Wichita, Kansas, which saw her spending time with Chock after he had an undisclosed surgery, it was revealed that the couple had some interesting ways of keeping the romance alive. Sometime in Wichita with at Joan_Vassos this past weekend, Chock shared, along with photos of himself and Joan getting pedicures at a local nail salon, shopping at Home Goods together, and seeing a theater production in Wichita. Joan and Chock have been spending time apart in recent months, so their recent time together allowed them to slow down and invest in each other. Although Joan and Chock have spent a lot of time together in the last few months, the pair has been busy in the last few months more often than not. While Joan had originally been looking at real estate in NYC for the couple to move into, it appears things have slowed down a fair bit, and their relationship has become more Wichita-based than before. Even with Joan spending more time in Wichita, the pair hasn't opened up about their mundane, day-to-day lives together much before. So seeing them sitting down to get a pedicure or shopping around was refreshing. Despite the fact that Chock doesn't always appear to be an open book, the majority of his content surrounding his relationship with Joan has been based around their domestic lives together, especially when she's in Wichita. The pair getting a pedicure together and sharing their weekend on social media is a nice departure from the more lavish brand trips and other moments of luxury Bachelor Nation has seen the pair share. While their influencer lifestyles have been a big part of their post-Golden Bachelorette journey, Joan and Chock sharing relatable content makes them seem easier to reach. As Chock and Joan have moved through their relationship, it's been clear that they've been focused on trying to figure out what their next moves are. Though the couple has been happy together, it's obvious they aren't settled. Now with their lives changing consistently and their ability to adapt to developing, Joan and Chock have been doing their best to find routines that fit into their lives. The couple has been able to find new ways to bond with each other after the Golden Bachelorette that have felt grounded, down to earth, and reminded them of why they chose each other. The Golden Bachelorette contestant Pascal Ibgi self-eliminated from the show when he realized that he wasn't in love with Joan Vassos, and he's now speaking out about Chock Chapple, who's one of Joan's final two men, along with Guy Gansert. Pascal left the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 during his and Joan's fantasy suite date in Tahiti, leaving her worried that she might end up alone. However, she still has strong connections with Guy and Chock, the latter of whom has expressed that he's falling in love with her. Pascal described Chock as a stalker when he discussed his behavior with Joan on the group bowling date, during which Chock dominated most of Joan's time. In an interview with Glamour, Pascal said, "Oh my God, let's just be realistic. We are mature men. We've been through some marriage, some divorce. We had our struggles and our pain and anxiety, and it's not that easy to say, I'm in love." Chock was all over her to the point where he was like a stalker. Pascal went on to say of Chock, who's from Wichita, Kansas, "I mean, it was like, I love you, let's leave. Let's do this, let's do that. And which side of the bed are you sleeping on? It's bizarre behavior. I don't know. I can't wait to be with you. I feel my love with you. Maybe in Wichita there is no women. I don't know." Pascal added that Chock asking Joan which side of the bed she sleeps on was inappropriate. As he walked in, he said, "Let's leave here. Let's get out of here," and then hovering over her during the bowling. I think to me, everybody felt uncomfortable. I think Jordan Heller said, "Hey, put the brake on," and Jonathan Roan said, "What are you doing?" However, Pascal had faith that Joan could understand Chock's actions. He said, "I mean, Joan is smart enough to understand and figure it out by herself." Pascal's frank assessment of Chock's behavior during the bowling group date might upset Joan if she chooses Chock in the end, especially since Pascal caused her some heartache. Calling him a stalker is a pretty strong word. However, it's good that Pascal added that Joan was smart enough to figure out the situation for herself. The men's distaste for Chock coming on so strong could have also come from a place of jealousy. Not only was Joan giving Chock so much attention, but Chock had the confidence to monopolize her time without caring what the other men thought about it. While Chock did come on a bit strong at times throughout the Golden Bachelorette, it was refreshing that he was open about his feelings for Joan. The timeline of the show is extremely fast, so there's no time for people to keep their walls up or have doubts, like Pascal did. Chock and Joan bonded on their magical one-on-one date in Disneyland and became even closer after his mother passed away. That traumatic event surely made him reflective about his life. When Chock decided that he wanted Joan, nothing was going to stop him from getting what he wanted. Although Pascal is right that Chock moved quickly with Joan, her reaction to him proves that he's not a stalker or bizarre. During the bowling group date, Joan could have easily moved away from Chock and sat next to any of the other men. The fact that she chose to stay with him proves that she likes the way that he acts towards her. If his advances were unwanted, then calling him a stalker might be warranted, but Joan was very receptive to Chock. As of November 1, 2024, Chock hadn't responded to Pascal's comments about him being a stalker. Instead, on Halloween, Chock posted a photograph of himself next to one of NFL player Peyton Manning, to whom he bears a striking resemblance. He wrote, "Who I'll be dressing up as for Halloween." In the comments section of the post, fans agreed that Chock looks and sounds a lot like Peyton. Others pointed out that he reminded them of Tom Hanks or Patrick Duffy. Whatever the case may be, Chock seemed unbothered by Pascal, as his focus was elsewhere. However, on the other hand, rel equals Nupener nor fairer no follow target equals _ blank greater than Pascal dressed up as Joan for a Halloween party, complete with a long blonde wig, and wearing a gold dress that was similar to the one that Joan wore during her Golden Bachelorette premiere. He wore fishnet stockings and gold high heels, and was wearing makeup. He held a gold rose. Pascal captioned the post, "Pascal, will you accept this rose?" with a rose and a wink face emoji. The song from Joan's Golden Bachelorette promo, "Take Me Home" by Phil Collins, played in the background of Pascal's post. It was hypocritical for Pascal to call Chock a stalker and bizarre, and then dress up as his ex-girlfriend, Joan, for Halloween. Several fans in the comments section of Pascal's post didn't think that the costume was funny, and they even speculated that he might be making fun of Joan. Whatever his intention, Pascal's costume had mixed reviews, as some thought that it was inappropriate, especially in light of him breaking up with Joan, while others said that it was hilarious. Perhaps Chock's post was a subtle dig at Pascal, who called him a stalker, but who himself dressed as Joan for Halloween, which could also seem stalker-like and bizarre, especially considering how their relationship ended. However, the post could also prove that Pascal isn't on Chock's mind at all. The most likely scenario is that Chock and Joan ended up leaving the Golden Bachelorette as a couple, perhaps even engaged. and Chock is completely focused on her. Chock is definitely the frontrunner to win Joan's heart at the end of The Golden Bachelorette. After self-eliminating from The Golden Bachelorette, Pascal Idgi transformed himself into the season's ultimate villain and may have damaged his reputation forever. Bachelor Nation fans initially liked the stylish Frenchman. At 69 years of age, Pascal was one of the season's oldest men and the oldest of Joan's final three. But he seemed much younger. From the moment he stepped out of the limousine on night one, Joan was charmed by his French accent and his stylish looks. The energetic salon owner was playful, charming, and witty, in addition to being stylish and in excellent shape. Pascal seemed to have it all, including Joan. He received the second solo date of the season and was whisked away to Las Vegas for a dream date night. Things seemed to be going well between Joan and Pascal, and it seemed like he'd walk away from the Golden Bachelorette season one with Joan's final rose and her heart. After an exciting season of dates and drama, Pascal made it to Joan's final three men. They were both looking forward to their overnight date, but the evening ended in tears, and Pascal went home with his reputation in tatters. Joan and Pascal's relationship was going well, so it wasn't surprising when Pascal made it to the final three, along with 60-year-old Chock Chapple and 66-year-old Guy Gansert. During the Golden Bachelorette Season 1's hometown episode, Joan visited Pascal's hometown of Chicago, Illinois, where she met his family and enjoyed a day at his luxurious salon. All seemed well between the couple. They headed into overnight dates in excited moods, but their hopes were soon dashed. Now Pascal's reputation may be irrevocably damaged. The overnight date started off well enough. Joan and Pascal hadn't seen each other for days, so they really wanted to get reacquainted. It all started to go south during a bonding ceremony. The ceremony was symbolic, but it still freaked Pascal out, because it made him question his true feelings for Joan. The bonding exercise made him realize that he didn't have romantic feelings for Joan, and that he saw her only as a friend. This came as a surprise because Pascal wasn't acting like Joan's platonic friend when he was kissing her or introducing her to his children. In a scene posted to YouTube by Bachelor Nation, both Joan and Pascal were in tears. At the end of the conversation, Pascal angrily tries to shoo the cameras away, not wanting them to capture the painful moment on film. Afterward, Pascal sat down for an interview and cried about how he never wanted to hurt anyone, especially not Joan. Though it's clear that this wasn't the way Pascal wanted the story to end, it's not clear what he thought would happen after he told Joan he saw her as a friend. One reason that fans are angry with Pascal is that he waited until the overnight date to break up with Joan. It's disappointing that Pascal didn't realize that he didn't care for Joan until after she had met his family. If he had left sooner, someone who was more interested in Joan could have moved forward. Bachelor Nation fans are livid at Pascal for misleading Joan and wasting her time, but people have to understand that Pascal probably had the best of intentions. Relationships are difficult, and feelings are complicated. It's unfair to accuse him of being dishonest. Joan had the bed removed from the overnight suite, out of respect for the man she ends up with. Though there's some speculation that Pascal left because he couldn't hook up with Joan, this is highly unlikely. There's nothing to suggest that Pascal was in it for sex, and it's an entirely unfair accusation. Pascal clearly liked Joan and genuinely tried to make the relationship work. It's not his fault that he didn't have strong enough feelings for Joan. Intentions matter, and fans would do well to remember that. The way Pascal's reputation is being dragged through the mud is reminiscent of the Golden Bachelor Season 1's Jerry Turner. The 72-year-old retired widower ended the season by giving his final rose to 70-year-old Theresa Nist. The septuagenarian couple got engaged and were married a few weeks later. When they announced their divorce after only 3 short months of matrimony, fans unfairly blamed Jerry for the split. Since then, he's been unfairly smeared and had his reputation damaged, and Pascal may soon find himself in the same place. After self-eliminating from the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, Pascal has been accused of using the show for clout. Many Bachelor franchise contestants are able to parlay their participation into sometimes lucrative careers as social media influencers. A great recent example are The Bachelor Season 28's Joey Graziadei and Kelsey Anderson, who got engaged on the show, and are now prominent social media lifestyle influencers. That being said, being a Bachelor villain may not be as lucrative, as proven by the aforementioned Jerry. Many former Bachelor Nation stars end up being on other Bachelor franchise shows, and that could happen for Pascal. Since he has been painted as the villain of the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, he will never be the next, the Golden Bachelor. But if producers ever decide to make Golden Bachelor in Paradise, the charming Frenchman would make a great resort resident. This gossip is over. If you like the video, then give your opinion in the comment box and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.